This is arithmetic for 4th grade, and it is lesson 131. You should have pages 237 and 238 handy, and also you should have the speed drill for lesson 131 ready for you. So we're going to get started with some review, and then I'll let you give you a chance to pause it to take the speed drill. Okay, so first of all, we're going to do some of these flashcards. So how many ounces are in a pound? Yes, it would be 16. All right, feet in a yard, 3. Months in a year, 12. Days in a week, 7. Inches in a yard, 36. All right, and let's do some Roman numerals. That would be 7. Remember, this is V is 5, and then 2 I's are 2 of them, and you add them to it and get 7. And there we go with 5. And that would be 4 because it's V-I-V, okay? 2, 1, that one's easy. Remember the M. It's 1,000, okay? I-X, 9. X is 10. Remember the D? It would be 500. And C is 100. And that would be 6. So the ones after the 5, 3. We got 8. And L is 50. All right. Seconds in a minute. That would be 60 seconds. Hours in a day, 24. Minutes in an hour, 60. Inches in a foot, 12. Quarts in a gallon, 4. 4 quarts in a gallon. Pints, cups in a pint would be 2. Pints in a quart would also be 2. Weeks in a year, about 52. Days in a year, 365. What about a leap year? 366, and we are in a leap year right now, so remember that, 366 days this year. Boiling point of water for Fahrenheit? Yes, it would be 212. What about freezing point for Celsius? 0 degrees. Freezing point for Fahrenheit? 32. Don't get that mixed up with the normal body temperature in Celsius. So 32 for the freezing point. What about normal body temperature Fahrenheit? 98.6. Okay, boiling point for Celsius is 100. And our normal body temperature for Celsius is 37 degrees. All right. Just one more thing to review before I let you pause it to take the speed drill is that our metric units of length, we're going to go over these so that you can remember. We have a meter is about equal to a yard. It's a little bit longer than a yard. And so our meter is what we've got here. So 1 meter is equal to 10 decimeters. If you remember our way to remember these, King Henry drinks Diet Coke Mondays, or whichever one you want to remember, but that one we remembered. So 10 decimeters, that's the closest one to the meters on your right side. And so then you've got your decimeters and then centimeters, so they go up by multiples of 10. So 10 is 10 decimeters, and then 100 would be the centimeters. Centi means 100, deci means 10, milli means 1,000. So 1 meter is equal to 1,000 millimeters. Then on the other side, you've got your bigger ones where 10 meters is equal to 1 decameter. 100 meters is equal to 1 hectometer. And 1,000 meters is equal to 1 kilometer. Kilo means 1,000, hecto means 100, and deca means 10. So if you keep those those straight, you've got your deci and deca, those are 10. Centi and hecto are 100, and milli and kilo are 1,000. All right, go ahead and pause the video and go ahead and take a speed drill. All right, we're gonna get back to it, and we're going to look at addition and subtraction of decimals. When we're adding decimals, keep the decimal point in the sum directly below the decimal point in the addends. Okay, so what is the sum in our addition problem? Yes, it would be the answer to the problem. And so we want to keep the decimal in the same spot in the answer as it is in the addends, or the numbers that we're adding together. Okay, so up here on the board, I have an addition problem with a decimal. Okay, so we can just start adding from here. 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 9 is 19. Carry the 1, 1 plus 7, 8, 14, 15. Okay, we get to the spot where there's a decimal, we just bring the decimal right down, okay, and we put it right there. Then we start again, and we do have 1 to carry because we were at 15. So 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 5 is 15, plus 7 is 22. And we're going to carry the 2. And we don't have any numbers here, so it's just 2 plus 1, and we get a 3. So 32.59. And so we want to make sure that we just leave that decimal right where it goes, right where it is, so that we get the right answer. Okay, and the same thing happens with subtraction. Only this time we're going to have to, with the addition, we carried our numbers. With subtraction, if we need to, we will borrow from our problem, okay? So 3 minus 2, can we do that? Yes, we can. So 3 minus 2 is 1. 0 minus 5, we can't do that, right? So we're gonna have to borrow, and we're gonna borrow 10, or we borrow 1 from here, or really it's 10. We make this a 10, and this will be a 16 because you go to 17 and then down to 16, 1. And then 5, we can take it down to 4. Pardon me. Okay, 10 minus 5 is 5. And remember our decimal, we're gonna bring it straight down and put it next to the 5. Okay, and then 16 minus 9, and that would be 7. And then 4 minus 1 is 3, and so we get 37.51. And so that it would be how we subtract. So we still subtract like normal, we still borrow, but we will make sure that we bring that decimal straight down. Okay, and we're gonna do a division problem on your page, or on the board, just for some review of this, and we're gonna divide it and then we'll check, okay? So 61 is gonna go into 3,207. Now, we don't try to take it into the whole number at once, right? So let's see, can 61 go into 3? And that would be no. Can it go into 32? Again, no, because 32 is less than 61. But we can take it into 320, right? So I'll put my little line there to show that that's where we're gonna put our number above here. We wanna keep things in line. So we can think, because 61 is closer to, is it closer to 60 or 70? Be closer to 60. So we're gonna think 60 or 6 into 32. Even though we're going into the 3 digits, we're just thinking 6 into 32. And how many times does 6 go into 32? That would be 5 times, because 6 times 5 is 30. So we're going to put a 5 up here, and we're going to multiply. Because even though we thought about just the 6, we're going to include the 1 this time. We want to make sure that we multiply both digits. So 5 times 1 is 5, and 5 times 6 is 30, as we've already seen, okay? So we're going to subtract this like normal. 10 minus 5, and we'll borrow the 1 there. And that is 5. And 1 minus 0 is 1, and then 3 minus 3 would be 0. We don't need to put the 0 there, but if you would like to, you may. 15, I forgot our steps of division, so we want to make sure that 15 is not bigger than 61. So we look at them, and 15, is that bigger than 61? No, it is not. And so we did get the right number up there, and so then we're going to bring down our 7. That's our next step. And again, we're going to go back to the very first step. Remember our steps of division: divide, multiply, subtract, compare, bring down, and then we start the process over. And so 6 into 15. How many times does 6 go into 15? Okay, it goes 2 times, right? And then 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 6 is 12. We're going to subtract. We don't have to borrow this time. 7 minus 2 is 5, and 5 minus 2 is 3. We compare, is 35 less than 61? And yes, it is. And so we're going to have a remainder of 35, okay? And as we check this, we're going to multiply 61 times this number, our number that we got up here, 52. And then we'll add 35 after we're done multiplying, okay? So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 6 is 12. We put our 0. You can put a slash through it if it helps you. 5 times 1 is 5, and 5 times 6 is 30. Okay, we're going to add this up: 2, 7, 1, and 3. Now, is this number the same as the number that we started with? No, but remember, we did not add our remainder. So let's add our remainder, 35, and see what we get. Okay, 2 plus 5 is 7. 3 plus 7 is 10. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. And then there's nothing to carry, so it's a 3. And is this number the same as this number? Yes, it is. 3,207, 3,207. And we have successfully checked our division problem. All right. Go ahead and take a look at your page. And section 1 is just adding these addition problems and making sure you bring your decimal point down. And section 2 is the subtraction, making sure you bring your decimal point straight down. I want you on this to make sure that you do you can skip all the green problems on this page. And on the back, there's only 3 problems in the review. So I want you to do everything in the review and all but the green problems on the front. And once you're done with that, then you'll be done with, there is some homework on the back as well, but once you do that, then you can be done with math.